The Nibelungenlied, Part 2. So we left off when the ladies were swooning because poor Siegfried was bleeding all over the flowers. Then, and he had cause, he rebuked those who had plotted his foul murder. Okay, just a little side note here. These epic heroes, when they die, it takes them a while to die. So for Beowulf, he told Wiglaf, hurry back, get the treasure, show me. And then he tells his parting orders for how Wiglaf's supposed to take over the kingdom and how he should be buried and blah, 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 blah. So Siegfried has been mortally wounded, and yet he attacks Hagen with his shield, and he still has time to curse the men around him and say his parting wishes, and so on and so forth. That's what we're getting to now. You vile cowards, he said as he lay dying. What good has my service done me now that you have slain me? I was always loyal to you, but now I have paid for it. Alas, you have wronged your kinsmen so that all who are born in days to come will be dishonored by your deed. You have cooled your anger on me beyond all measure. You will be held in contempt and stand apart from all good warriors. So he's kind of making a prediction, but it's also like a curse. Like they will never be valued. The knights all ran to where he lay wounded to death. It was a sad day for many of them, meaning not everybody had been in on the plot. So some people are genuinely surprised and sad at what happened. Those who were at all loyal-hearted mourned for him, and this as a gay and valiant knight he had well deserved. The king of Burgundy, that is actually Gunther, who was in this plot. This is kind of weird. The king of Burgundy too lamented Siegfried's death. So, couple possibilities. He realizes, oh, I just killed my sister's husband. How could I? Or maybe he had just been influenced by Hagen and he didn't really think that Siegfried should die, but he went along with it because Hagen had twisted his arm. Or perhaps he just feels bad that a hero like Siegfried was killed in this sort of cowardly way, stabbed with a spear in the back. That's not how anybody wants to be remembered when they're a hero. There is no need for the doer of the deed to weep when the damage is done, said the dying man. He should be held up to scorn. It would have been better left undone. So Siegfried is kind of saying, you hypocrite, why are you crying now? You were the one who arranged this. And Hagen actually agrees with the dying Siegfried. I do not know what you are grieving for, said Hagen fiercely. All our cares and sorrows are over and done with. We shall not find many who will dare oppose us now. I am glad I have put an end to his supremacy. There was this whole bigger plot that we're not going to worry about, but basically who was going to rule. And they did want Siegfried out of the picture because he was popular, handsome, and strong. You may well exult, said Siegfried, but had I known your murderous bent, I should easily have guarded my life from you. I am sorry for none so much as my wife, the Lady Kriemhild. May God have mercy on me for ever having got a son who in years to come will suffer the reproach that his kinsmen were murderers. So he's worried about his wife and his kid that he's leaving behind. If I had the strength, I would have good reason to complain. But if you feel at all inclined to do a loyal deed for anyone, noble king, continued the mortally wounded man, let me commend my dear sweetheart to your mercy. So it's kind of funny. He has no strength left, but he's going on and saying what should happen. Let her profit from being your sister. By the virtue of all princes, stand by her loyally. No lady was ever more greatly wronged through her dear friend. As to my father and his vassals, they will have long to wait for me. This is an interesting way of just saying, I'm never coming home again. My dad is going to be wondering what happened to me, and I'm not coming home. The flowers everywhere were drenched with blood. Siegfried was at grips with death, yet not for long, since death's sword never was too sharp. And now the warrior who had been so brave and gay could speak no more. When those lords saw that the hero was dead, they laid him on a shield that shone red with gold, and they plotted ways and means of concealing the fact that Hagen had done the deed. A disaster has befallen us, many of them said. You must all hush it up and declare with one voice that Siegfried rode off hunting alone and was killed by robbers as he was passing through the forest. So they're trying to cover up the murder now. Listen to Hagen. I shall take him home, said Hagen of Tronic. It is all one to me if the woman who made Brunhild so unhappy should come to know of it. It will trouble me very little, however much she weeps. So while he seems to be taking responsibility, at the same time, it's like, I don't care how Kriemhild takes this. I don't care about her at all. Yeek. Okay, so that's our excerpt from Nibelungenlied. Kind of fun. Enjoy.